Welcome to the Nobody Asked podcast, where once a week, Sam dives deep into the emotional roller coaster that comes with being in your 20s. Get ready to discuss relatable struggles and hear her perspective on relevant topics that, seriously, nobody asked for.
Hey bitches, welcome back to the Nobody Asked podcast. I'm your host Sam, and I'm super excited for our first mini episode. So mini episodes won't be happening every week, but I do plan to kind of like sprinkle them in when I have topics that can't fill an entire hour episode. Not that episodes are always an hour, but they do get pretty close. So yeah, this will also give you guys a chance to catch up on longer episodes during the mini episode weeks. So today's episode is also the first audio only episode that we've had in a while, which might not be nice for you if you're a video listener, but it's nice for me because I can record after work, pretty much looking homeless, so we do love that. But as of right now, my plan is to make mini episodes more structured and to the point so that they can kind of stay short and sweet. I really don't have much to catch you guys up on since the last episode, so I think we're just going to get into the episode. No recap this week. I really haven't done much that's worth talking about. So yeah, today we are going to talk about working from home. And I've been working from home full time for a little over a month. But my previous job also let me work from home once a week. So I found a lot of positives and then obviously some negatives to working from home. So I just want to talk about those and kind of end the episode with like some fun little tips to help make your routine a little better if you are struggling with work from home. Because it definitely did take me some getting used to, and I honestly think I'm still getting used to it. So I'm hoping that if you're in the same boat, this will help you. Overall, my experience with working from home has been pretty positive, but it has its disadvantages like most jobs do. I will say that it has made having a routine a lot easier, but it's only been a little over a month since I started working from home. So again, I think that's still something I'm getting used to. But I think the main positive for me is how much slower my like morning routine can be. Because I feel like I used to have to like rush around to shower, and then I'd try to get ready, and then I'd have to pack my lunch, and then I'd have to try to carry everything out to the car. And I always felt like I was taking a million things to work. Like I had a lot of stuff between like all of my design stuff and then like anything that I had to bring forward, because a lot of times I had to bring my camera and then my lunch. And if I was going to the gym after, then I had a gym bag, and I would literally just be like running back and forth from my house to my car. And I would literally get in the car and just be sweating and like overheated and already like over the day, and I didn't even leave for work yet. And then I also hate driving. I pretty much always have. So not having to get in my car like in that panic state and then also drive has greatly improved my mornings. And to be totally honest, I kind of have a shitty car. I drive a 2011 Nissan Versa. His name's Melvin. So he really can't handle that many trips to and from work. So I would say overall, the fact that I work from home has been the biggest positive for him. And it's really funny, actually. This is like a super side note, but my car, Melvin, has like this like bra. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like a leather, I don't even know, like I just don't know what to say other than call it a bra. It's just like a leather sling across the front of it, and it's called Le Bras is what it says engraved on it. I don't know. It's supposed to be like, they're expensive, and it's like a good thing for your car if they have it because it protects the front. But that is not the case for my car. It is protecting the front. I'll give it that. But don't be fooled. I don't have it for protection. It just came with the car. It's a used car. And my dad just like was like, oh, it's good. Like, it's a good thing for it. But it actually just looks so stupid. And I don't know. It's supposed to be good. But the only reason that he left the bra on when I got the car is because the front of my car was so messed up that he had to glue, duct tape, and zip tie the front of my car together and then put the bra on just to kind of hold her all in place. So yeah, it's really good for my car that it's just sitting in front of my house waiting to be driven again. So we love that for Melvin. Hate that for me. I'm probably going to have to buy a new car this year, which is an entirely different episode and a whole different panic attack mental breakdown coming soon. Probably not soon, actually. I'm probably not going to get a new car till like maybe July, probably later than that. But definitely not earlier than July. Anyways, let's get back to what we were talking about. I also find it a lot easier to have a like regular routine in the morning. For me to work out before work, I would be getting up at like 5 in the morning, which is fine, but I go to bed pretty late because I normally come home, work on my podcast or like my Etsy shop, and that's all after my like regular job. So when I started at 9 at my old job, I would, obviously have to get up very early because I'd be leaving the house, go to the gym, come home, shower, get ready, pack my lunch, get everything in the car, and then drive there again. Where now I start at 9, but I'm actually able to get like a full night's sleep, work out, eat breakfast, and like still have a little bit of me time before I start my day because I'm taking out the needing to shower after the gym every time, which most of the time I still like to wash my body, but I don't necessarily have to look that like clean and presentable because I'm not even always on a Zoom call. So that's been really nice. And then obviously I'm not getting ready. I'm not driving there, which gives me like an entire hour. Even if you don't count the shower and you just count like putting some makeup on, dry shampoo, brushing my hair, blow drying, whatever, and like a little makeup in an outfit, that alone takes me a long time. So that plus not driving there, which was like, I would usually leave 30 minutes before I had to be there. So, I have that extra time and it's just been really good for me in the morning. But I try to use like the extra time to like journal or like plan my day. And if I don't have anything that like actually needs done, it's nice to just do those kind of like mindful activities. But it's also been nice because I can kind of clean my room quickly in the morning or like throw in some laundry before I start if I like, have chores that still need done. I also pretty much always schedule my grocery delivery at like my like time that I go on lunch. I don't really have a specific time I have to take lunch. It's just kind of like between 12 and 2:30 because I have meetings before and after that time frame. So I usually try to schedule my groceries at the same time and then like just put them away real quick because I don't get a lot of stuff. But that's been really nice. And then if I like do need to go run around on the weekend, it's just for like small stuff that I couldn't get during the week, which has been like absolutely amazing. And then I've just been trying to be really intentional about like my habits and routines. So I like thoroughly plan out my week on Sundays, and I always fill out like my habit tracker every day, which has been a lot easier to do since I started working from home. I usually try to sit at my desk at least 20 minutes before I start to make sure my workspace is clean and I usually do my habit tracker for like that morning, and then I kind of like just fill anything in from the night before. Another thing that working from home has greatly improved is honestly my eating habits. I actually find that I'm less hungry overall throughout the day. I think it's probably because I'm not running around as much, which can definitely be a negative in some cases. But I think it's been a lot easier for me to eat healthy when I'm home because I'm not influenced to order food, and like it's so much easier to just like go down to my kitchen and make a healthy meal than it is to actually like pack that in the morning. And like maybe that's just me, but I always felt like I had like a million containers when I would go in the office. And like you're also so limited in terms of like what you can cook in an office. So I love just like being able to go downstairs and like use my air fryer during lunch. And like something I struggled with working in an actual office was something that sounded good to me in the morning would not sound good to me at lunchtime. A lot of the times I would be like, oh, I'm going to want a salad. And then I was starving by lunchtime. And that just wasn't going to be enough food for me. So I definitely noticed a big improvement in terms of like my eating habits and just like not even ordering food a lot. And I know this may not be everyone's experience, but for me, I am so much more productive when I work from home. And I think it's because you don't have the social distraction that you have in an office. But I also think it has to do with me having a creative career path, because I have such an easier time being creative in a space that is also creative. So like my room and art studio like have art in them. There's wall murals everywhere. I just think being in my own creative and like controlled environment gives me so much more creative energy, and it gives me like the creative spark that I need when I'm brainstorming. I also just think since I'm such a homebody and I worked really hard to have a space that's a reflection of who I am, and it's just nice to be able to kind of vibe in it all day and actually like enjoy it instead of just seeing it when I go to bed at night and in the morning. And it's also just kind of nice because you clock out and you're literally already home, which it honestly has been really nice because I just pretty much like leave the art studio with my laptop, go sit on the couch and work on whatever else I'm going to do. And I've noticed I have a lot of free time at night now that I don't have to drive from work every day, which has been really nice. I just feel like I take like a very small break when I'm done working, and then I just kind of like get right into what I'm doing for the rest of the night, and then I'm getting done with all of those tasks earlier, if that makes sense, which has been lovely. Let me think. I'd say the biggest improvement is that I just feel like I've saved so much more money from working from home. Like, because I'm not ordering food with like other people at work, and I'm not stopping at Target on my way home. And I also have been able to like spend money on clothes that I actually like and like would wear in like my regular life, as opposed to buying a ton of work clothes, which is super nice, but like it's just been nice to like buy things that fit my style, not things that I can wear into an office. Which like there's nothing against that. I love a lot of the clothes I wore to work. It's just like not always that practical if you are going to work from home. So it's like, I don't know. Because I miss it sometimes, which I have that in my negatives. I miss like the cute outfits and like going into the office sometimes. But at the same time, I also don't miss it because I love being able to wear whatever I want and like wear sweatpants if I want. I don't know. I just like it. But anyways, I think the main money saver, though, is probably gas. For me, at least. I know this won't be everybody's situation, but I hardly drive anymore, which is literally a dream for me. And, like, obviously, if I, like, go to the gym or I, like, have to go somewhere, then I will obviously drive. But most of the places that I go are on the weekends, and it's pretty much always while Tony's here, so he drives. And he comes here a lot more than I go there just because we have more of like a space here. So realistically, I don't drive like almost at all. I think I've driven 3 or 4 times in like a month and a half. And I'm totally okay with that. I love it. I know that's not for everyone. And I will admit I was kind of a nervous wreck. So I probably should start driving a little bit more. But I doubt it. I'll say that, but it's not going to happen. So, anyways, let's do the negatives now. Obviously, these are just my opinions. I'm sure this isn't going to be everybody's experience. And like I said, I've only been doing this for like a month and a half. So I'm still working on perfecting my like routine and everything. But I definitely do still have some things that I'm working on to improve my experience, so just keep that in mind. But I would say the main negative thing for me is sometimes I kind of have a little bit of trouble sleeping, because I don't always get enough of my energy out during the day. And like sometimes I'm literally wide awake at like 2 a.m. and or like I'll need to like call someone before bed to talk because I didn't have like much social interaction that day. And I definitely could just be more social as a person, which would help a lot, but I'm just like such a homebody and I like to be alone. So I think that's my fault. But I also do plan to start going to like workout classes a few days a week. And I'm hoping that that helps with like my energy levels, and it's just a good reason for me to leave the house because right now I pretty much mostly work out at home in my room. So I think actually like leaving would be good, even if it's only like 2 or 3 mornings a week. I think it would just give me a reason to drive my car. And because my car is old, he needs driven. What did I just say? Okay. Anyways, the other main negative is that I just sometimes don't move enough in a day, which again, my fault, because I need to make more of an effort, and I have been, but I'm definitely still working on it. I recently started stretching like before and after work, and then for like 10 to 5 minutes at the end of my lunch on like the days that I don't order groceries, which I only do that once a week. So I think that's been helping, but I will say I do make it a point to work at my desk almost always. And like I'll occasionally sit on the couch for like an hour, but I pretty much prefer my desk anyways because I have like the dual monitor situation. And most of my design stuff, I could freaking have 9 screens and I still wouldn't have enough screens for designing. So I definitely prefer to sit at my desk, but there are definitely days where I'm sitting at my desk, like kicking my feet like a child, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm going stir crazy. But it doesn't happen that often. Again, it's only been a month and a half, and I think it's happened to me like twice. So hopefully adding a little bit of social interaction or like fitness classes will help. But overall, I mean, I really do enjoy not moving that much. I know that sounds bad, but like that, I don't mean it like in the way that I don't want to exercise. I just hated the like hustle of like trying to get to work in the morning, trying to race home, like trying to carry everything to your car. Like I just always hated that. And I feel like before in college and stuff, I used to like thrive on like being so busy, always being on the go, like running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And then after the pandemic, I really just started to like realize that I do so much better mentally And like even career, personally, physically, like in every aspect of my life, I am a better person when I can go at my own pace and when I can have kind of like a slow, peaceful life. So I don't know. It's really hard because I kind of get really torn on that. Because sometimes I like want to be a boss bitch and like want to be doing all these things. And then other times I just like don't want to have all these hobbies and things going on. And I just want to like sit on my couch and I don't know, like, or I just want to go like sit at North Park at the lake and just like enjoy nature, enjoy being outside. So I'm definitely working on that balance, but I will say working from home has given me that balance so much more than actually working in an office or like, and not even just an office, like any job I've had obviously wasn't work from home until now. So that has been the biggest plus, but also, again, there's a negative there with that I just need to get my body moving more. Another thing I noticed was that I get used to being like alone and like things being quiet. So sometimes I feel like it takes me kind of like a minute to adjust when I am being social because I feel like people are kind of disrupting my peace. But I also feel like it wouldn't be that bad if I got out more. And then obviously this is just me, but something I personally struggle with and need to work on is like getting ready a little bit more in the morning. Like I wear leggings or sweatpants every day, which is fine because I'm not going to sit here in jeans on my on my couch or at my desk. But I think at least trying to like throw on a cuter sweater opposed to like a pullover or like put on a t-shirt would be really good for me. So I know that kind of depends on how your job requires you to dress, but for the most part, my job's pretty casual unless we're meeting with a client, which I obviously dress different for. But I think I could just make an effort to dress nicer even on the weekends or when I do leave the house to kind of counterbalance how I dress during the week. But other than that, I really can't think of any other negatives because I overall really enjoy working from home. And I think at this point, going back into an office again would be a really hard transition for me. But I will say that I have some tips that other people gave me or things that I've noticed that I'm going to share before we sign off, but I'll keep it quick. So my number one tip is to have a dedicated work area if you can, but obviously if you can't, that's okay. I just wouldn't lay in bed every day. And I know it might happen occasionally and I know it's tempting, but at least for me, that's just such a bad habit for like my motivation and mental health. So I would, even if you don't have a space that you can dedicate to your work area, I would at least try to like sit somewhere with like kind of a table and just not lay in bed all day. Even the couch or like a chair is better than that. Second, I would try to form kind of like a daily routine that you actually like look forward to doing before and after work to help you like wake up in the morning and like get you through the day. And I know it's like hard to remember a routine and like I don't know, maybe it's just the ADHD in me, but like I need to like physically see a list of things. So I just started writing down like in my notebook like my whole morning routine for each day of the week, my night routine, and like it doesn't always happen, but I just think it's nice because when I'm sitting there scrolling on TikTok, I'm like, okay, wait, I have all these things that I haven't crossed off yet that I would much rather be doing. So that's been really helpful for me. Third would be to let light into the room that you're working in or like fresh air, even if you can. And obviously, the Pittsburgh weather is miserable right now. But I like to at least spend some of my time with the curtains open, which I think really helps, especially if your desk is like facing a window. And then fourth, a standing desk in a comfortable chair will change your life. I haven't caved yet and bought a walking pad, but I can feel that coming soon. So it's important that you're comfortable and have multiple options in terms of like positions that you can sit or stand in during the workday. And I feel like that helps you not go stir crazy. But like I said, I didn't buy the walking pad yet, but every time I go on TikTok, I'm like, thinking about putting it in my Amazon cart. So we'll see. I want to work from home a little longer before I make that decision. But yeah, I could probably go on for hours about how much I love working from home, but I do want to keep this episode short. So I feel like I'll probably do a part 2 eventually, but I want to give myself a few more months to kind of get settled in, get used to it, and discover more like things I like and dislike. But I know this episode might not be for everyone because obviously some careers cannot be work from home, but I hope you enjoyed it either way. And I would love to hear any tips you guys have if you also work from home. So be sure to follow us at the Nobody Asked Pod _ on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date with new episodes. I have also implemented a new series on Instagram where I share like journal prompts multiple days a week to help with like mindfulness and self-reflection. So definitely check that out. But please don't forget to like and review today's episode. Any support at all is so appreciated. Something as simple as sharing a screenshot on social media when you're listening to an episode can go a long way. But anyways, I really appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your week and an even better weekend. I will see you bitches next Thursday. Bye.